For 2 hours on primetime TV last night, the first of 6 public hearings into what happened at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. The committee investigating the attempted insurrection showed evidence of what it called an attempted coup and said it was the direct result of former President Donald Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election. Now, tens of thousands of documents have been reviewed and more than 1,000 people interviewed during the 10-month investigation into January 6th. The committee promises that the coming weeks will make a direct link to Trump's inner circle. And as our Jackson Proskow reports, it could implicate sitting members of Congress in the plot to overthrow American democracy.
We have a breach of the Capitol! Breach of the Capitol to the upper level!
From disturbing new perspectives of the moment rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol,
We're trying to hold the alphabet! We need to hold the doors of the Capitol!
To a stunning preview of the volumes of evidence gathered by the committee.
And aware of the rioters' chance to hang Mike Pence, the president responded with this sentiment, quote, "Maybe our supporters have the right idea. Mike Pence, quote, deserves it."
The first public hearings into the January 6th attack laid out a roadmap of the investigation's key findings, directly implicating former President Donald Trump in a conspiracy to keep himself in power.
January 6th was the culmination of an attempted coup.
The committee offered evidence that Trump was repeatedly told by his inner circle that he had lost the 2020 election. This was his attorney general.
I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president was bullshit.
In her deposition, Trump's daughter Ivanka agreed.
I respect Attorney General Barr, so I accepted what he was saying.
None of that swayed Trump from his mission of overturning the election or his lies. The committee alleges there was a 7-step plan that led up to and included January 6th, the day Trump had urged his followers to descend on Washington and march to the Capitol. During the attack, Trump stood idly by.
He placed no call to any element of the United States government to instruct that the Capitol be defended.
Through it all, the role of extremist groups like the Proud Boys has come into deeper focus. Before the siege, they appeared to scout out the Capitol as Trump spoke outside the White House. The committee has hinted it will show links between the Proud Boys and people in Trump's inner circle. Several Republican lawmakers may also be implicated.
There were members of Congress seeking proactive presidential pardons for their involvement in these events. That's an extraordinary statement.
In more hearings over the coming weeks, the committee has promised a deep dive into each key piece of evidence. Where it ultimately leads is up to the Justice Department. Members of the Proud Boys and another extremist group called the Oath Keepers have already been charged with seditious conspiracy. The question now hanging over these hearings is whether those who may have coordinated with those groups in the run-up to January 6th could also be added to those charges.